Coach, I know, been in the program, but this is your first media day as the head guy. What's this been like? And what's the silliest question maybe someone's asked you, of course, prior to probably me asking a couple later on. So.
Exciting as far as it being the first media day. Little gaps in between, so I was actually able to go get a workout in, which was good because I felt bad that I didn't get up before to get it in. But the funniest question was, do I have any special talents away from basketball? Like, no, I don't. I don't know. No, but outside of that, it's been pretty cool.
Is it valuable time to kind of spend with the other coaches, get to know them a little bit better?
Yeah, it's a different dynamic now. Mm-hmm. I mean, not to say you didn't get to know them a little bit when you were an assistant, but I actually know a few guys better than others. And even before I got here, Coach Terry, I talked to quite a bit. And I think Coach P, because he had this similar situation of being promoted within, and he's just always been pleasant with me. And then you got the old timers, just seeing Fish around, but. These guys have welcomed me and obviously have offered their hand just in case I need anything.
I guess we talked to you at media day last week in Laramie, and first week of practice. How's practice continuing? Any updates? Anything good? Anything that's really caught your eye after almost now 2 weeks into practice?
I mean, I keep saying I like the energy. I like what they're bringing to the table. At the same time, excuse me, we had a rough one the other day. Just going back and watching film, it was two areas I felt like needed to be amped up a little bit, and that was defensive rebounding and transition defense, because we're trying to get up and down the floor. So that practice had heavy focus on that. So every time it wasn't getting done, the whistle would blow and we would get on the line. So I'm sure, but and I say this with all due respect to the guys, no complaining. Every time it happened, they understood and got on the line, and we got better. And my thing to them was, at the end of the day, we may not practice, but we're gonna be in shape. So that's been my thing with them.
I know we talked a little bit about Jason maybe being a little bit of a quieter guy, but just with these two guys here today with you, how would you describe each of their personalities, or what kind of guys they are?
Actually, somewhat similar. Quiet guys, funny once you get to know them. Would love for both of them to be a little bit more vocal. I think both of them do a great job of setting the example of working, but at the same time, what I've been hitting the team on is them being able to hold themselves accountable with what we're trying to do going forward, and not always waiting on a coach to say something. And I've tried to get it to the point where even when one of the guys do, I back it up, because I want to hear more of it rather than less.
Can you tell, even talking to both of them, they both said that's kind of out of their comfort zone a little bit, but said that's not necessarily a bad thing. Can you tell it's a little uncomfortable for them, or is that evolving now after, a couple of weeks?
Well, what I've told the team, uncomfortable becomes comfortable after a while. And I always revert back to myself, because I'm pretty quiet away from the floor until you get to know me, and I loosen up a little bit. But my thing is, when we get on the floor, it's just a different personality, And I think for us to continue down that road, they have to kind of get out of that comfort zone and be able to speak up, because I think they're respected within the group because of how they carry themselves, and the team needs for them to say things.
Is it kind of a switch that they can just flip, or is it something that at a certain point this year you'll realize that they've kind of arrived as a leader?
I don't know if it's a switch, but again, I think it's a process. And with this one, you would hope that the process happens a little quicker than later. And again, that's why I try to say every time, even anybody says something in a sense of holding another player accountable, And I told the staff this, that's when our job is to come back and back it up so that they can feel more comfortable of doing it. And then the guy who's being confronted with that information be able to respond in the right way versus it being macho and acting like, you don't talk to me that way type stuff. So,
You guys picked 10th in the league out of 11. Again, it's preseason. It doesn't mean anything, but does it mean anything? Is that any kind of reaction one way or the other about that?
It doesn't to us, and I felt like I've prepared our guys for that. Given the scenario of losing Josh Adams and what the media or the public or whoever voted feels about our group, and I've said this to them on numerous occasions, I just feel differently. Not to say that I feel like we're the best or feel the worst, but I feel like we'll be better than what's expected of us.
Do you think